Welcome to John Deere Global Cricket Tournament. A wicket off the green scoreboard, straight down the left side from the captain of the Lions team. Mental Horizons. They're looking for international play. They're just trying to shot around the corner off the legs and makes it behind. If you don't see the man, Chinese students, welcome to the John Deere Global Cricket Tournament. And I'm joined by Campbell and Pretoria.
Morning, Jenna. What a stunning, beautiful day. Really. And what a race way to get out. Four garages. That was very hard down the leg side. If you had left it, it would be fine. But this T20 cricket, all those things, she had to go off it, but just extremely unlucky.
Yeah, definitely really unlucky. Into the first one, Nahla Method, was okay.
New batsman.
On the clubhouse end.
So it's a stunning day at Irene Country Club next to the golf course. And what a wonderful initiative this is. The John Deere Global Cricket Tournament, giving our upcoming and some of our top women's professional cricketers some action in the new year. They've been out of action for basically a month now.
Yeah, this is a wonderful initiative by the Bada Advocates Thelma Mapugula. She did really well at the under-19 national league. Basically played in Cape Town. She was the SA Phillies team. She faced the first ball this time on the off stump and it's played out to point nil.
Yeah, I think the Easterns team is a young one in general. They've been doing very well in Division 2 of the CSA Women's Competition, the T20. They've won all three of their matches so far.
Ball played across the line and it keeps that wicket. Generally, it's a slide. Keeps it up and the Easterns players go for first single.
Underway, they'll be happy to get off that 0 for 1 to make it 1 for 1 now.
Yeah, and then facing the first ball and they screwed off. Very experienced player, very good T20 player, 24 years old. And she's an unbelievable all-rounder. She's very economical off-spin bowler. And she can hit a really long ball, so she really one of the players who have the potential to be exciting in the next decade. Plays across the line, it's up, but lands safely. And good chance on, they'll come back for the second. Tokoloko will get that in from the deep mid-wicket boundary.
Well, she lived up to your billing straight away there, Jenna. Not wasting any time. Didn't quite get full connection on that full shot, but comfortably cleared the infield. Reasonably big boundary here today for the ladies.
Yeah, it's much bigger square than it is straight. We're sitting on the straight clubhouse end. We have a really nice one. Playing hard off the batsman into the covers, but very well fielded by the Tabo beam into the cover.
She did well there. That was well struck by Rudolph.
She does hit the ball really hard. She is quite a good technical player. Keeps her head really steady and her freely through the ball. Oh, she goes over extra cover, and that'll be one bounce four into the next stand at Irene Country Club. And that'll bring up the first boundary of the first game of the John Deere Global Cricket Tournament by Alicia Eagle.
Magnificent shot. Magnificent shot. Inside out over extra cover. You can understand the bowler wanting to pitch the ball up a bit early doors, see if there's any swing. I don't think there's going to be much because it's clear blue skies and quite warm already here at Irene. But Eastern, thanks to Lisa Rudolph, have shrugged off the loss of that wicket first ball with a good first over in the end.
Yeah, good first over there from the batting side, and it'll be exciting with their slot, as you said there. Just having a look at who will be taking the second over from Shumpolo Golf Course end.
Sounds good to me, Jenna. Yeah.
So from the golf course end, under 19 lines player Tokoloko Motsepe. She is originally from Dobson Hill Hub. one of the more successful players in the school league when it comes to the school and she's tall, she's skinny, and she gets a lot of movement both in and out with the ball. So just to run you through the field of third man and final move on the boundary. No square leg. There's an international Elena Kusagan there, picking that one up and getting it in just for one.
So nice to have a couple of Japanese internationals with us in this tournament. Japan, of course, a rapidly growing team in terms of women's cricket. And they have a partnership, if you like, with the Titans cricket. So a couple of their players coming over to play in this tournament.
In South African off-season, two players from the Titans, Andy Jackson and Amokhala Makumbula, went over to Japan to play one of their tournaments, and they're just returning the favour by sending some of their players in. Second ball of the second over is Loka. It climbs up the left and off, and it goes out to long on Fay Carling, the youngster there that went on the boundary. Third man came into the league, and long on went out for explosive opening batter for the Stabilises. She just gets through that one.
Good delivery, that's a mid-off sort of. Well timed.
She goes short and it's played across the line into that vacant square ridge again. But Captain Makake coming around and collecting that. Going through for another single. Good rotation of the strike so far in this over by the Eastern's players.
Yeah, that scoreboard ticking over nicely now.
Yeah, lots of energy on the field by the young Lions team. Lots of chat. Oh, a little bit A-ball, but answers just before none solid. That's Robin Gordon.
Just slicing that one a bit rude off with the pushing it, one bounce to the fielder. It's a good clean batting.
Definitely the ball looks to be coming through nicely onto the bat. Back of a length outside the off stump, and Rudolph tries to have a big swing at that, but misses completely.
Just the tiniest hint of movement. I think the first ball of the yard actually came back a little bit to the batter and taking that one away a bit.
Across the line, but not able to get underneath that as I think she would have. It just bounces down and rolls to mid wicket, and that will end the over off on a dot. And a better over than the first for the Lions team.
Yeah, nice stuff there. Pretty much wicket to wicket. There was the one variety outside off stump, if you like, which Rudolph played a list at.
Yeah, so 10 for 1 after 2, and the skipper Makake will return from the clubhouse here. For the young Easterns player, only fielder out on the boundary, cover sweeper. Let's have a big on the boundary on the offside. Oh, played hard across the line and just over the head of Fay Carling at mid-on. The ball is rolling out and a big dive put in by the youngster Carling, but the ball beats her to the rope, and that'll be the second boundary of this game, this time by Thelma Makubula.
Yeah, Carling would have been interested for a moment in a catch there, but it was just a little bit too wide of her. Valiant effort in the field. She went chasing after it. Makake, just if you can just bring her length back a fraction, she's tending to over pitch a bit, and the batters rather able to get under it.
Oh, this time that off stump line is a lot better. She pitches it up more, and Makubula unable to get bat on that. Makake tends to bowl quite a lot of cutters into the wicket, so she is prone to drop it short, bowl a couple of half trackers in her over. But if she can pitch that up, those cutters will get off the wicket. That doesn't seem to be doing too much with the seam. And she does exactly that this time. It stays low and goes through to the keeper, Manak, toe shin height.
Yeah, there have been a couple that have gone through fairly low from both ends. Probably not great bounce on offer for the ladies today.
Makake blitzing through her overs as it's just played out to point Robin Dormel for no run. Makake not one of the faster bowlers in the team, with Motsepe as well as Carling and Swanepoel being the quicker of this lot, choosing to save them outside of the power play, perhaps being young, a little bit less control than the senior player Makake. Played over the top, and that is a wonderful shot by Makabula as it bounces, couple bounces over the boundary rope, very similar to the first one, but this time she holds her shape quite nicely, and that'll be the second boundary of the over.
Yeah, Makake scratching her head after that delivery. It wasn't a bad ball at all. It was nice and straight. Again, maybe a fraction full, but certainly not a half volley. Sometimes you just have to give the batter credit and acknowledge that it was their day on that particular delivery.
Oh, she lofts it up and into the hands of Liani Swanepoel at mid-off, and that's a simple catch, but having to backpedal just a tad, and that'll be the end of the explosive youngster from Eastons.
Well, that's a good comeback by Makake.
Yeah.
Makabela trying to drive on the upper bit there, and couldn't clear mid-off.
Just unable to get underneath it there on that occasion, and perhaps the cutter giving a little bit more bounce than it would have just on the seam.
So 2 down Easterns. They've made a bright start, but the loss of wickets will be a bit of a concern. They always say that if you lose 3 wickets in the power play, then the bowling side are on top. And I can remember current Proteas white ball coach saying, Rob Walter saying during his time as the Titans men's coach, some stat like 80% of T20 games are lost if you lose 3 wickets inside the power play.
Yeah, early wickets are definitely a key. I do believe that we were incorrect initially as the Namibian international has just walked into the crease, Mesli Gorazes. The opening batter was Mpumelelo Mashluwane. She'll be on the non-striker's end for the second over of Tokoloko Motsepe. Alicia Rudolph on strike. She goes hard and straight for the flat bat, and they'll be looking for 2. A bit of a fumble out in the deep, and Rudolph sends her teammate back.
Another really beefy strike by Alicia Rudolph there. Lovely hit straight down the ground. Yeah, apologies if we do at times get the names wrong. There are no numbers on the players' jerseys, and we are commentating from ground level. So do bear with us.
Yeah, we will definitely get better as we go, as we get to know the players a little bit more.
We certainly hope so.
Third man in the ring, long on and fine leg out on the boundary. Oh, on off stump and just played off the bump by the Namibian international. Back to the bowler for no run.
Motsepe just carrying on where she left off in the first over. She's got good control, nice and straight.
Oh, played off the back foot and cut through point. That's a wonderful cricket shot. She watched it onto the bat, played it late and found the gap between the third man who was in the ring
and the point fielder, and she gets off the mark, Mesli Gorazes, with a boundary to her name.
What a lovely shot that was. Beautiful cut shot. Nimble feet. Got into position quickly and sweetly timed, and picked her spot as well perfectly.
And that takes the Easterns team up to 22 for 2 in the 4th over. Oh, Motsepo drops it short, and that'll be another boundary to Gorazes as she plays a wonderful looking pull shot through that vacant square leg region. The Lions just unable to be consistent on a line and length at the moment.
Well, I blame myself a bit there. I was just singing Motsepi's praises for her control, and she's gone with a shortish wide one, and now a really short delivery that was nicely pulled away by Gorazes. A couple of boundaries to get her underway. She'll be very pleased with that.
Oh, she nicks it off, and there's a dive by the keeper, Manak, but that'll go out to the boundary. Generally, Libba doing the work from slip, chasing that one down. They get through for a double as Gorazes returns for a strike for the next ball. She's an exciting player, 38 caps for the Capricorn Eagles, that's the Namibian national team, and she's scored 169 runs with an average of just 11, but she is showing us that she can bat and that average is not necessarily as accurate. Oh, played with soft hands. They're looking for the quick single, but decide against it in the end.
Yeah, just on that previous delivery, in case you were wondering, not a chance put down by Manak behind the stumps. It was the bottom edge on the cut, and it went straight down to ground. A good effort by Manak though. She wasn't too far away from it, diving forward. So that's the end of the 3rd over.
End of the 4th, 29 for 2.
And just on those averages, a lot of them seem pretty low, but T20 cricket, of course, more about strike rate than average.
Yeah, definitely change of bowling from the clubhouse end as Liani Swanepoel comes into the attack. An exciting bowler, one of the quicker of this Lions team. And she has a really good bouncer in her back pocket, so it will be interesting to see whether that comes out or not.
And she's been in very good form lately in the under 16 week, which the Central Gauteng Lions won. Certainly someone to watch. Tall for 16 as well.
Yeah, she is one of the key players for Noordheuwel Hoërskool. She bats and bowls for that team and often just trundles over the opposition with the ball.
Yeah, I imagine she's a bit of a daunting prospect to watch, to face for her peers.
Oh, it's full outside the off stump and driven straight to the skipper Makake at mid-off for no run.
Still a slip in place for the Lions, and Swanepoel's 2 boundary riders are at long on and one down at 3rd man.
Oh, full and wide, and that's well bowled. Dot balls are crucial in the format of T20. Alicia Rudolph just lifting her arms up, questioning whether that was outside the wide line or not. But the umpire, Macheke, shakes her head.
Touch and go, I would imagine. But if there's a match referee, I don't think they'll be too impressed with Rudolph flapping her arms about.
Oh, trying to go big, getting quite frustrated is Rudolph, but just getting the toe of the bat there and crashed into her own toe, so that was a bit unfortunate.
Lovely balanced run-up that Liani Swanepoel has.
Yeah, she's a very athletic player. She's also part of the athletics team at school. She's an exciting long-distance runner as well. This time she pulls the length back a little bit, and it's played out with one bounce to Dormal at mid-wicket. Alicia Rudolph getting visibly frustrated here, as she has faced 4 dot balls so far this over.
It's been good bowling by Swanepoel. That one coming off the splice of the bat.
This one just too full, and Alicia Rudolph making sure she puts away the bad ball. Just one bad ball so far this over for Swanepoel, and it was bound to happen as she's a young, exciting bowler who looks to be aggressive and attack the stumps. But Rudolph making no mistake there, playing that over mid-wicket.
Yeah, Swanepoel just narrowly missed there. It was a low full toss, probably going for the Yorker. Very well put away though by Rudolph. That was sweetly timed.
Yeah, Rudolph definitely timing it very well, looking to be in excellent form. Oh, slower ball, and it's cut out, just too short, and Rudolph had too much time. Got to pick where she wanted to play that, and that goes out to the point boundary for 4.
Very impressive batting by Rudolph so far in this innings already. She's gone over extra cover off the front foot. She's pulled a couple through the leg side, and they're very nicely off the back foot behind square on the offside.
37 for 2 after 5, and the Easterns will be pleased with that. 1 over left in the power play.
Be interesting to see whether Motsepe continues for her 3rd over, or whether there will be a change. Looks like a change is going to happen.
Yeah, Samantha Swanepoel from the golf course end, and she just finished writing her matric last year, 2023, and she bowls off spin, quite slow off spin, so it does put quite a lot of dart. She gives the ball quite a bit of flight.
So just for those listeners who are like me, when Jenna says she finished matric last year, she means a couple of, a few weeks ago, I guess, yeah. Always get very confused this time of year.
Yeah, but it is just a few days, I guess.
Actual photo, yeah. Thanks, eh?
Just getting our photo taken by the Titans CEO, Jacques Fall. He's running a wonderful tournament here. Global Cricket Tournament, the first of its kind in South Africa. Lots of flight, and Gorazes just plays that out to mid-wicket.
Wow, that really was tossed up and then pretty much landed on a penny. So this is going to be an interesting challenge for the batters.
She drops it short this time. There's a chance for a catch at square leg, but just over the head of Motsepe. Brilliant work by Carling out at cow corner, who comes around to collect that. The Easterns batters go through for a double.
Motsepe is one of the taller fielders probably in the side, but even she couldn't quite reach that one. She was trying with all her might.
Lots of flight again, but this time just outside the off stump, and played really nicely with soft hands into the ground by Gorazes, and they come through for 2. Really good running out in the middle by Rudolph and Gorazes.
Yeah, I guess the danger when trying to play this heavily flighted off spin is trying to overhit the ball, and what Gorazes did really well there was just to stroke it nicely through the gap.
Yeah, played off the back foot this time, and a fumble at point by the skipper Makake, and they get through for a quick single.
I fancy that just bounced a bit squiff off the square there.
Yeah.
She seemed to have it covered until the last moment.
Yeah, point is one of the more difficult fielding positions to field, that is the ball is always spinning to your left, and obviously with most players being right-handed, especially in the women's game, that position at point is quite a difficult one to field at. Played with soft hands out to the left again of point Makake, and they go through for a single. Well played there by Rudolph.
Yeah, and of course often at the edges of the square you might have a little drop off It's very seldom totally flat with the rest of the outfield.
Tossed up, but on that off-stump line and fielded well by Libba at mid-off. And that'll be the end of the over, 43 for 2 in the power play.
Jenna, let's just talk about the interesting format for this John Deere Global Cricket Tournament, just in terms of the makeup of the sides. They were able to choose 4 marquee players, and then they also had to choose, was it 4 under-23s?
Yeah, and then a couple of wild card players, but each team did it a little bit differently because Easterns only has 2 marquee players and then a few under-23 players, and then the wild card players being under-16s. So Titans was kind of the only team that stuck to that format of 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 4.
Being the hosts of the tournament, one detects a great desire on their part to win this tournament, the first staging of it.
Swanepoel into Rudolph and played lofted over cover. We saw that shot from her in the 3rd over of the game, and she brings it back here against the young quick bowler. That's another 4 to Rudolph's name.
Again, very well struck over extra cover. I've been trying to think who Liani Swanepoel's bowling run-up reminds me of, and I've dredged out a name from the distant past, which I don't know if anyone will remember, but Craig Matthews, the ex-Proteas seam bowler with those elbows pumping close to her sides. Nice high action.
Goes across the line, and that'll have a couple of bounces before it goes over the rope. And that'll be 50 up for the Easterns team, 51 for 2 in the 7th. And as you said, Ken, I do not even know who that gentleman is that you speak of. I think I'm a bit young for that.
He played for South Africa, Jenna. And, I won't even bother asking if you remember his brother then, Brett Matthews, who also was a bowler, also played a lot of cricket back in the 90s.
way before my time. But good try.
And just worth making the point that the women's game in South Africa is a very young game. There are a lot of youngsters playing at senior provincial level, which is great to see. There's a lot of exciting talent for the future, and especially with the professionalisation of the game now.
Yeah, it is really exciting. She goes on the cut, but it bobbles over third man's head. The Japanese international puts in a big dive and is able to prevent it from rolling over the boundary. The Easterns team go through for 3, and that was good running, good fielding, a bit wide for the ball, so that I think was the only error there in that play.
Fantastic effort in the field to save the boundary. Bit of a top edge on that cut shot, not the most controlled shot we've seen from Rudolph today.
Garase is facing Swanepoel for the first time in her innings. Quite a lot shorter than Alicia Rudolph. And, plays a different game, times the ball well, just like her teammate, but plays the angles nicely, as we see her play that very well through the covers, just angles the bat and gets that through to the sweeper Letabo Bidley on the boundary for 1.
Very nicely steered. She's clearly got very good hands, has Garazes.
Just to give you an idea of the field, cover sweeper out on the boundary, as well as long on and long off, cow corner, square leg in the ring, as well as third man. Swanepoel to Rudolph, or on the legs, and squeezed out to square leg, who moved into the ring just before that ball, unable to get that single that she was looking for. I would have liked to see her go straight for that one, and to try and get the single out to long on, but opting to play that across the line. Swanepoel with the full toss and fielded by the other Swanepoel, Samantha Swanepoel, at extra cover. That'll be the end of the 7th. 55 for 2. And a little bit of a breather for the Easterns team as water comes on to the field.
Yeah, Rudolph will be a bit disappointed she didn't put that last ball of the over away through the infield. Not necessarily would have beaten Bidler as the sweeper, who is sort of a deep extra cover. But she certainly could have picked up a couple of runs there.
Yeah, she definitely could have. The one loose delivery there from Swanepoel being the full toss. Samantha Swanepoel to continue from the golf course end. Long on cow corner, square leg out on the boundary, as well as cover sweeper. Point, a fine leg in the ring at a 45, short 45 position that we see a lot of off-spin bowlers have in their field. So to face Swanepoel, Gorazi is on 16 off 11. Goes on the back foot and plays this out to the left of point. Well timed, sneaky little shot there, finding the space. And her score goes up to 17. Elisha Rudolph, her partner, on 28. And the team total 56 for 2 in the 8th.
This seems to be a good combination of batting styles, these two. Garezes and Rudolph. Garezes good at getting the singles, good at manipulating the ball, getting Rudolph on strike, and she's the potential boundary hitter.
Yeah, we see her trying to hit the ball hard once again, but unable to get under it there. The slow nature of Swanepoel's bowling, just too slow and too full to get underneath the ball.
It's very teasing bowling, that's for sure.
Double steps and plays this hard over the head of mid-wicket, and a big effort by Swanepoel out on the long on boundary, but Gorazi is running well to the non-striker's end and they get through for a double. Score.
Yeah, I think Rudolph will fancy coming down the wicket a bit more to Swanepoel, who's very accurate.
Yeah, these two know each other quite well. Elisha Rudolph grew up playing cricket at the Lions, and they played in the same club team, Belfast Cricket Club. She goes up, Liani Swanepoel under it, but bounces two bounces before her. There's a little fumble. They're looking for 2, but Gorazi is not too aware that there was a fumble out in the deep.
Yeah, Rudolph targeting over mid-on now. I wonder if the long on maybe should come in a little bit more. If she does, then Rudolph will probably time one straight out the screws, of course.
Yeah, that's how it goes often. Gorazi plays this out to the short third man, who moved because of that late cut shot from fine leg to third man, and it was a good decision in the end by the captain as the single was stopped. Tosses it up and played through extra cover through the legs of the fielder. Robin Dormel, Jenna Libber on chase and collects that before it rolls over the rope. A really well-timed shot played on the floor by Gorazi, and they get through for 2. That's the end of the 8th, 61 for 2.
Yeah, it whistled past Dormel, or through Dormel there. So nearing the halfway stage of this innings, going at a little bit over 7 runs and over. I guess 150, 160, does that seem a reasonable target for Easterns to go for, Jenna?
Yeah, definitely reasonable. If the two batters at the crease at the moment continue to do what they're doing, perhaps explode a little bit more, then that's definitely on the cards.
Well, for a young Division 2 side, Easterns have made a really good start to this global cricket tournament.
Yeah, they really have. And with the Lions team being youngsters, most of them are still in school, they I know them from school cricket, a very explosive bunch with the bat as well. So there's a lot of potential for this to be a really even contest. As Swanepoel continues from the clubhouse end, long on, cow corner, deep square and cover sweeper. Third man in the ring, or when played across the line, Rudolph will get one out to long on. The fielding by Fay Carling out on the boundary.
Do you think Swanepoel's going to bowl out her overs here in the middle, or they save her for one at the death?
I think they have enough depth in their bowling lineup to bowl her through. I suppose it all depends on how well this over goes, but it's played hard over point's head, and that's a wonderful shot by Gorazes. We were just talking about how she's so good at rotating the strike and giving Rudolph more balls to face. But she's just proven here that she's more than capable of hitting the ball hard and making sure that it goes over the boundary.
Yeah, she's really getting into her work now. That was beautifully struck. Anything loose, she's certainly capable of putting it away, but also capable of getting the ones from the decent deliveries as well. So she's playing a wonderful little innings here.
Played up and finds the top edge. Goes high, but the fielder out at deep square leg, unable to get under it.
Yeah, she would have been in trouble if the fielder had been a square leg rather than being deep. Trying to hook from outside off stump, which is always a difficult thing to do, and with Swanepoel being so tall, there was steepling bounce there as well.
Yeah, definitely this partnership moves up to 49, just one away from that half-century partnership mark. As Rudolph looks to go hard, a little bit of a dance down the wicket there, but misses completely. And Swanepoel looking really good so far, besides the boundary delivery.
Yeah, the boundary fielders are at long on, a deep mid-wicket and a deep cover.
Strays too full, and that's a full toss on the legs, and Rudolph does what she knows best, and that's hitting boundaries. That takes their partnership up to 53, and that's very well done by this third wicket partnership.
Yeah, having lost 2 early wickets, Gorazes and Rudolph have done superbly well. Yeah, that one just coming out wrong out the hand for Swanepoel. Full toss down the leg side, and you could see her frustration with that delivery after she bowled it. Not sure if she was trying a variation, maybe a slower ball, which went a bit wrong. So 2 boundaries in the over now, starting to get a bit costly. 10 off the over.
Yeah, it is also starting to get a bit warm out here at Irene Country Club. So we see Alicia Rudolph just removing her sleeves.
Leah, you...
Leah.
Just a pause in play as our producer Leah in the eye line of Alicia Rudolph. She double steps, and there's an appeal. She nicked it off and caught by Rosina Manak. That's the wicket that they've been wanting.
Big one, yeah. You get the feeling Alicia Rudolph was getting more and more frustrated. Out for 36 off 27 balls. Just not really middling everything that she was going for today, and there she danced down the wicket a bit, having a slash and just getting the edge. But a good effort by Rudolph. She's certainly given this innings some very handy momentum, and it's 71 for 3 after 9 overs.
Yeah, after a good over for the Easterns team, just losing that wicket of their senior batter, Alicia Rudolph, who proved to be quite exciting so far on day 1 of the Global Cricket Tournament. And into the crease, Erika Oda, the international from Japan. She's 36 years old, and she plays for the Western Eagles out in Japan, their state side or provincial side that we know here. She used to play baseball. She's only been playing cricket for 5 years, and she got a bit tired of baseball, and so she Googled what the most popular sport was in the world, and cricket is second. So she chose cricket, and here she is 5 years later with 24 Japanese caps and 421 runs with an average of 20 and a strike rate of just over 85. She has a high score of 48, and she's quite a big hitter from the sounds of things. They've been practicing in the nets since they got here on the 24th of December.
Yeah, they were guests of honour, if you like, at the Boxing Day test at Centurion, and I was fortunate enough to go out to dinner with the Japanese ladies. Delightful company, and just very excited about playing in this tournament.
Yeah, Swanepoel to continue from the golf course end and cut out to point for no run.
Strike rate of 85, that's good going in T20 women's cricket.
Yeah, played out with soft hand. Goraz is looking for that single that has been successful for her so far, but they've plugged that region with her international team, mate with Erica's teammate, Elena Kuseda Nair. Or tossed up and played across the line. The fielder out at cow corner. Carling will collect that. They'll just get through for one, and we will have the opportunity to have a look and see what Erica Oda will be capable of against the slow off spin of Samantha Swanepoel.
It's been very accurate off spin. That one just a little bit over pitched, and Garasas was able to sweep it on the full.
Defended confidently by the Japanese player, and doing the fielding for own bowling. Lots of energy out in the middle by the youngsters, the Lions. Pulls it short and pulled away by Erica Oda out to Carling on that boundary.
And it's just one of those days that I think just gives you energy. It's a beautiful sunny day. There's now barely a cloud in the sky, just some distant clouds to the north. The moon is still visible out around Fine Leg as we bowl now.
Oh, too full and driven well by Gorases past the fielder, who's at quite a short extra cover, which is an interesting position to be at because the Easterns players haven't really chipped it up at all. But that brings the end of the 10th, 74 for 3. There will be a commentary change. I will be replaced by Emma Fenter.
Welcome, Emma Fenter. Great to have you on commentary. Emma also knows both these teams very well, with the Easterns and the Lions. Players played a lot of cricket with and against these players. Who do you think is the happier of the two teams so far, Emma?
And I'd just like to say good morning to everyone. I hope you've all had a fabulous 2024 so far. I'd go Lions. I think I'd go Lions, yeah. Easterns, like Jenna said earlier on, they have quite a young side. But the Lions, I think they play more competitive games being in A division. So I think that leads them to having a stronger team. But we never know. Let's watch the game. Easterns have been batting well so far from what I've seen. A few unfortunate mistakes in the field. A few silly wickets, but...
Change of bowling now. We have Dormail coming in to Garasas. Wraps her on the pads straight away, but I fancy that was going down the leg side. Yeah, Emma, the Lions have got 3 wickets, which will be useful. And, of course, chasing, they'll know what they need to score. They would have had a good look at conditions as well. Oh, that was came out a little bit wrong. Full toss swept away to backward square leg. Just a single. Dormail getting away with that one a bit.
I definitely think both Lions and Easterns had a good power play. Lions got 3 wickets, but Easterns batted well. Truly they did.
Yeah, that excellent partnership between Rudolph and Garasas, who's still there. Garasas 27 not out of 22 balls, and she'll want to take this innings as deep as she can as Oda prepares to face up to Dormail for the first time. That's nicely bowled. Also,
good ball.
Lots of flight by Dormail. She's a tall bowler, and it's quite useful for a spinner, isn't it?
Yeah, I've played club cricket with Dorma and she's a very aggressive bowler.
Again, just slanted down the leg side a bit, clipped away. Will they come back for 2? Because deep back, a bit of a hesitation. And thankfully Oda was very determined to run back to the danger end. A bit of hesitation by Garasas, but there was always 2 on there because deep backward square really had a long way to run.
Yeah, and also it's a very long boundary down on the square.
Just a bit of consultation with the lines, but no real change to the field. Dormail again. Beautifully flighted. And Oda mistiming that one out to mid-wicket and then nearly gets cleaned up by the throw. Managed to get her bat in the way.
I think as a batsman speaking, you're always scared when a spinner flights the ball up because you don't know if you're going to step forward, step back. But Robin's controlling it very nicely.
Oh, that's a wonderful delivery again. Beautifully flighted and defeating the drive of Oda, who manages to survive. So the end of the 11th over. 78 for 3. And we'll ask Emma, what do you think Easterns will have in mind as a target here for their 20 over score?
Well, it's sad to see Rudolph leave. She was entertaining us. It was nice to watch her bat, and I think she is their key player in the team. She knows how to pick bowlers apart, and I think it was sad to see her go. But I think a target of 150 plus is very defendable. Like we said, Gauteng also has a young side, but I think 150 plus is extremely defendable.
Yeah, Bidley is now coming into the attack to bowl some spin. Leg spin. Good start, driven out to mid-off, no run. Yeah, and with the big leg side boundaries, that also makes collecting boundaries difficult. Just down the leg side a bit, it's going to be leg byes as short third man runs across the field, just the one leg by.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see Gauteng bat.
Yeah, Gauteng certainly have some very informed batters in their team today. Beautifully swept away, sweetly struck! But it was a valiant effort.
And she's prevented the boundary.
Deep square leg, yeah, very nearly a catch. She moved well to get there, but then unfortunately couldn't take the catch. But as you say, Emma, preventing what looked to be a boundary when it came off the bat.
Great fielding from the Lions.
Bidley interested again there. The fielder down at deep backward square was Motsepe. Good effort by her. And now straight
up in the air.
But it's gone
Mid-wickets
right up
under.
in the air. Steepler. No, it was not to be for Swanepoel. That was a really testing catch off Garasas.
Unfortunately, let behind by Nayo Malefe. It's disappointing as a bowler to see those get dropped, but it was a difficult catch, running backwards.
Nicely clipped away by Oda down to Matsepe at deep backward square. So an entertaining over from Bidley, entertaining first over. 5 runs off it, including a leg by. But 2 potential catches, and she beat the bat as well on another occasion.
Yeah, definitely an interesting over. I think if Lions took both those catches, it would be a complete different game. But both, I would say, from our view, it was very hard catches, especially the one down at deep square.
Absolutely, they both would have been really, really good catches if held. But one gets the feeling that Easterns are starting to put down the accelerator now, and It'll be interesting. Do you think Bidley, with her leg spin, is she going to bowl four on the trot now?
Well, I'm hoping she does. I've played cricket with her, and she's a very aggressive bowler. She wants to be in the batsman's face, and she wants wickets, and she changes it up a lot.
That's a very nice sweep shot by Oda. She'll only get one for it though, to the deep backward square. She goes to 6 now. Total 84 for 3. We're into the 13th over. And spin at both ends from the DP World Lions. That's beautifully tossed up.
It's good bowling from Robin. Much better than her first over.
Well above the eye line of the batter, which always makes it difficult to assess the flight. That's an edgy drive. There's no third man, so backward point is herring after it, and they will get 2 runs. Carassus will go to 32 now off 28.
Yeah, like you said, Easterns have taken a bit of a back foot on the aggression, but they are trying. But with Gauteng, they've been bowling well. They've been aiming for their fielders.
That's straight to cover. Yeah, I think this Lions tactic of 2 spinners in these middle to late overs could be very effective. Dormal in particular looks difficult to get away. Bidley as well in her first over. That one is swung away. Just evades the fielder at deep backward square leg. And a much needed boundary for Easterns. Fielder came running in there, but I don't think any realistic chance of a catch there. So Garas is on 36 now. How will Dormal respond? Much the same way as she has all along. Beautifully flighted, and Garas just defends. End of the over.
Yeah, like you're saying, I think bringing on the 2 spinners, it's smart from the Lions, because now it's hard to generate pace on such a big field. And then to try and go over the top, you're creating more opportunities. Like we saw in Betty's over, there was 2 drop catches. Definitely a smart change from the Lions.
Yeah, I fancy there could be a few more chances coming. As Easterns, they have 7 wickets in hand, so they're going to be trying to maximise that in the last 7 overs. They'll be batting very aggressively. Chances will come, no doubt, as Bidley will continue from the golf course end. She's just sending her deep square leg a bit more behind square. Oda will have strikes. She's on 6 off 9 deliveries. There's a deep extra cover in a bit from the boundary, which seems sensible. Long boundary out there.
Yeah.
Here's Bidley. Oda, good intent, but she couldn't beat the fielder at extra cover, who's a bit closer in on the ring. Again, she beats the batsman there, does Bidley. Bottom of the bat. Garas is back on strike, but the intent from the Easterns batsmen is clear now. They're pretty much swinging at everything. That was flatter, nicely chopped away into the gap by Garas for a single. Lots of flight, excellent stop.
That's it, Robin Dormal right on the ankle. She seems like she's in a bit of pain, but she's a tough one. She'll get right back up.
Oh, she did well to put her body on the line there, because it was fiercely struck and it got to her on the bounce. And she might have saved 4 runs there for the Lions.
Swung across the line.
smeared around the corner.
Fumble in the field, but they stay for one.
Bit of turn there for Bidley.
Great over.
Yeah, Bidley and Dormal are doing a super job here for the Lions. 93 for 3 after 14 overs, Easterns. So for them to get to that 150 we spoke about, they're probably going to have to go pretty close to 10 and over now for the last 6 overs.
Yeah, I think that 150 target isn't looking in reach right about now. But I think anything above 130 should still be defendable. If Easterns bowl their good lines, good lengths, I think it's defendable.
It'll be competitive, certainly, but you just see in the T20 game how a couple of good overs back to back can really change the picture. And because she's bowling so well, Robin Dormal, 2 overs for 11 runs so far. She's going to continue from the clubhouse end. She has a deep backward square in place, cow corner long on, and a deep cover. Those are the boundary fielders. There's no fine leg. The fielded fine leg has run, short fine leg has gone to short third man. Also a little bit of turn into the batsman, but a bit short from Dormal and chopped away to that cover sweeper.
I think if she keeps her line outside off, there is no need for a fine leg. But if she strays down, then it's inevitably 4 runs.
Absolutely, it will require control.
Up in the
Across
air.
and hits, it's over extra cover and a few bounces and over the boundary it goes. Wonderful strike by Gorasas.
That is a fantastic shot. Nothing screams technique like hitting it over cover.
It was interesting that Gorasas stepped across outside or something, almost seemed to be shaping to hit it leg side, but adapted well when it was full outside or stump and beautifully hit over mid-off. And now the sweep on the full, straight to the
Good
fielder
shot,
though
but
for
we
one.
Lions have a deep square there to protect that boundary.
Gorasas now on 42 off 35 balls. She's been busy from the moment she came to the crease. And what a good innings it's been.
Oh,
Oda getting into a bit of trouble there. That was runs to be had there, as you said earlier,
Yeah.
Emma. If she strays on that line, Dormo, with no fine leg.
I think she just stepped to the wrong side of the wicket. She went back instead of across.
And now the big slog sweep. That's going to
That
be in
is
the
a
gap.
great shot.
1 bounce 4.
I think Robin might be over pitching here a little bit.
Yeah, able to get it pretty much on the half volley there, Oda. And the 100 up for the Eastern Storm. Quicker and dragged her length back a bit, but Oda has still managed to cut it away for a single. So that ends a good over for Easterns. They go to 104 for 3 as we go into the last 5 overs.
Yeah, they definitely need a lot more overs like that. They're trying to aim for that 150 mark. And it was good batting from the Easterns players.
Yeah, Gorasas is the mainstay of this innings, the Namibian international. And Oda is starting to also settle in now and pick up the pace. She's on 14 of 17 balls, so rapidly approaching run a ball.
Into bowl, we still have Bedley.
Yeah, she's bowled 2 overs for 7 runs, so outstanding so far. Oh, Oda very nearly played that onto her own stumps. There's no fine leg.
Points had to put in the work.
2 more runs to Oda and Easterns.
That's disappointing for the bowler when it just slides between the stumps and the bat.
Bidley really could have had 3 wickets. At the moment she's got none. Again, that's very well bowled.
And still bowling at a great economy.
That's nicely struck. It's not quite going to reach cow corner.
Oda's just swinging across the line.
Yeah, it's a difficult shot to
Play against the spin.
get it up or over or through extra cover, so one can understand her targeting the leg side.
Straying a bit wide
Nicely
there.
struck. I think
Deadly.
that's going to beat
But the batsmen dominate.
the fielder out in the deep there. Very nicely struck by Garosses, who will go to 46 now of 36 deliveries. In sight of the first half century of this John Deere Global Cricket Tournament. The opening morning of this competition and involves teams from Easterns, the Lions and the Titans, who are the hosts. Again, nicely through the offside by Garosses. She's got lovely hands, and this time it'll just be a couple of runs.
Yeah, no, this was definitely one of her more expensive overs. I think she's been straying a bit far on the wide of stump. But hopefully she can pull it back in this last ball, maybe make something of it.
This time it's
And
straight
picked
to
up by Robin Dormal in the covers.
So 16 overs gone, 113 for 3. Garosses on 48 of 38. Oda has 17 of 20. And Robin Dormail has got 1 over left. There's just a bit of debate amongst the Lions leadership group about whether she should finish now, or no doubt she'll bowl that 4th over, but there could be a bit later.
Lions are bringing on the international player.
Elena Kusada Nairn, who Japanese born but has spent most of her life in Australia. Interesting time to be coming into the attack for the first time. 17th over, the slog is on.
She's playing against her teammate Oda.
They'll relish this little contest. So 2 fielders on the boundary on the well, 3 with the long on. Oh, it's a very good
That's
start.
a good ball.
Very good start by Kusada
I
Nairn.
think there's nothing better than playing against a teammate. You know all their strengths, all their weaknesses, and at the end of the day, it's something to laugh about.
So just a slight adjustment to the field on the offside for the Lions. Short third man coming a bit finer.
Oh,
Well struck, evades the bowler, but not the deep mid-off, just a single.
yeah, no, that was a great shot from Oda. Straight down the ground past the bowler.
You have brothers or sisters, Emma?
Yeah, I have an older brother.
And no doubt very competitive backyard cricket games between the two of you.
I think that's the standard in having an older brother.
Nicely driven by Garosses, but she can't beat the field.
Sam Swanner pulling cover, picking it up nicely. It's a very flat field, Archer. It's a very quick field, which I think as a batting side you always like a fast outfield.
Absolutely beautiful ground this in the beautiful Irene area.
Oh, it's
Well, Garassis should have got that one away. It was a wide half volley, which she missed. What a good over this has been. 4 balls for just the 1 run. That's going to be just a single.
Deep square out there. Oh, bit of a fumble in the field, but the batsman stayed for 1.
Right, Casado will be looking to finish well here. Last ball of the over, just 2 singles she's conceded. Oda on strike. Nicely cut away, and she's beaten the infield. I fancy that fast outfield.
Oh, just saved.
Excellent,
Great
excellent
fielding
work
by the Lions.
Makake doing great work there. She never gave up, and she has saved a couple of runs for the Lions. So that is the end of the 17th over. 117 for 3. Oda goes to 20 off 23 balls, and Garassis has struck on 49 off 41.
Yeah, the Lions captain definitely leading the team. That great fielding effort.
So we are going to have a change of bowling at the golf course in Bidley. 3 overs for 16, although her last over went for 9, and because of that she's being taken out of the attack, and Matsepe returns to take the ball. 2 overs for 14 so far. She bowled very nicely up front.
She did. Well, I think these 2 batsmen have their eye in, and Matsepe is one of the quicker bowlers. So I want to see how this will go. Because there's nothing like having your eye in and pace is up. Just the ball comes off the bat so nicely.
That's true. Matsepe in.
Oh, still got some swing in these late overs.
Yeah, she did move a couple away from the right-hander in her first couple of overs. Brought one back nicely as well. And she generally bowls pretty straight lines. She was pretty good up front, and a good start to her second spell.
Well, let's hope Jenna Libbe and Slip there can take a few catches.
It's a very attacking move to have a slip in the
You know,
18th
seventh,
over,
yeah.
and someone who's on 49 at the crease. But so far in this over, you can see why. Matsepe beating Garassis twice outside the off stump.
It's just
And-
slipping past Garassis' bat.
Yeah, 3 times in a row.
She's a bit late on it.
That little bit of extra pace from Matsepe.
And that little bit of extra bounce.
Dug that one in, and it will be out for a single to deep extra cover. Garassis goes to 50 off 45 deliveries. She's been the mainstay of this Eastern Storms innings. Well batted Mazerli Garassis.
Yeah, it's great to have an opening game with a 50. It's just setting the standard for the tournament. I think there's going to be a few great run chases in this tournament, and I'm so excited for that.
Nicely struck by Oda. She's got it past the cover. Deep extra cover runs round there, and they'll come herring back for 2. Nicely struck by Oda. She goes to 22 now. 120 for 3.
I think 150 is looking good for the Easterns right about now.
13 balls left in the innings. And Matsepe again.
She's dominating this over.
Yeah, very good over by Matsepe. 120 for 3 after 18. And the Lions finishing things off well here. 150 is going to take some hitting, Emma. 30 off the next two.
I think now that Graces has a 50, she has nothing to lose. See ball, hit ball. Open that front leg and just hope you connect.
We all wish it was
That's
that easy.
yeah.
But the Lions bowlers, of course, will have something to say about that. As Kusada Nan will continue after that excellent first over.
4 from it. It's great economic stat she wants in T20 cricket.
Duras is on strike. 50 or 45 balls. Can she provide the really big finish for Easterns? It's a good start to the over.
Oh,
Clipped off her legs, but straight to the boundary rider.
down to deep mid wicket. Fay Carling picking it up in deep mid wicket.
Bit surprised that Fay Carling hasn't bowled. She did win all-rounder of the week at the under-16 week recently. That's
Yeah, she's
nicely
also
cut. by
very
Oda.
good bowler.
.23 now for Oda. Straight up in the air.
Garases
Long on comes running in.
taken.
Excellent
Jenna
catch.
Libba straight in the hands. Garases goes.
Excellent catch by Jenna Luba. But the end of a fine innings by Mazeli Garases, heading out to the penultimate over, but unfortunately could only send that one straight up in the air, and a good catch running in from long on.
Yeah, she should be proud with herself. That was a great innings. Oh,
51 then off 47 balls for Mazeli Garases.
Kaylee Craig coming into bat for Easterns.
The captain of the Eastern Storm team, and I'm pretty sure she'll be wanting a few more quick runs for Easterns. 122 for 4, 9 balls left in the innings. If they could try and get it up to 140.
Yeah, I think 150 is not looking too good right now. But hey, cricket's one of those games you never know what could happen.
Yeah, certainly the Lions applying the squeeze in those middle overs after the halfway stage.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of a drop in the energy in the Lions field, but after that, I think they're going to push for these next 9 balls.
Yeah, Easterns lost their third wicket at 71 after 9 overs. So the next 9 overs have only seen 51 runs scored. Oh, this is beautiful
Great
bowling
ball.
by Kusadenan. Very difficult to get away.
Yeah, she's bowling good lines and good lengths. There's not much you can do with a ball that straight and full.
That was a big full toss that Craig couldn't put away. So Kusadenan has 1 ball left to bowl. She's only gone for 6 runs so far. It's been an excellent little cameo from her in the 17th and 19th overs. That's nicely played by Craig out to
That's our ball.
deep cover. Just the one despite the misfield. And that ends the 19th over. 123 for 4 Easterns.
Yeah, I think the international player, great bowling performance. 6 from it, 1 wicket. Nothing you can do about that.
yeah, perhaps it required a bit more innovation and trying to manufacture something, which is easier said than done. Garasses had 50 to her name and she tried to do it and came off second best. So all credit to the bowler there for her excellent 2 overs. As Motsepe now will finish up at the golf course end. 3 overs for just 17 runs, and she will be bowling to Kaylee Craig. Slip still in place. Oh, she'll have to be quick, Motsepe! Oh, I fancy if the throw was more accurate, then Oda was definitely gone.
Yeah, and that would have been because Oda was on strike. It's sad to see your in player go in the last over. That's when you want your in players to be in.
Yeah, you can understand what Craig was trying to do, trying to get Oda on strike, but
Yeah.
that was definitely not the right delivery to try and do that. Down the wicket, a swing and a miss. Motsepe just bowling such a good line, just outside off stump.
And it's such a great length. It's that awkward length where also you don't know if you want to go forward or backwards.
Yeah, Oda tried coming down the wicket there and still couldn't get to the pitch. Nicked over the slip. That's going to run away for 4. That's unfortunate for Motsepe and the Lions.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate.
Perhaps a little bit over attacking in the last over to have a slip in place.
Yeah, it is. Could just bring her out, put her at third man.
And she's bowled him. Bowled
What
her.
a great ball.
Yeah, Oda
Oda
swinging
goes-
across the line.
27 of 28 balls. Good innings from the international player.
Yeah, but Sepe's brilliant line and length, just getting the better of Oda. She had to try and manufacture something, swinging across the line and clean bowled. Good contribution though from Oda, 27 of 28 balls. As Ashley van Wyk will come to the crease.
She's one of Eastern's younger players. 2 balls to go. And Ashley is on strike.
She much of a boundary hitter, Emma?
I'm not too sure. I've played with her a few times. She's a good batsman. She really is.
Perhaps the wise thing to do would be to take one and get her captain on strike and leave the responsibility of the last ball to her.
In this situation, I'm planting my left leg and swinging for the heels.
Just a little bit too wide there from Motsepe.
It's been a great bowling performance from the Lions. I haven't seen too many wides given.
Yeah, very disciplined. And Easterns will end there. No, there'll be one more after the wide. It's a single to mid-on. Yeah, especially the second set of 10 overs has been particularly impressive by the Lions. Spinners Dormal and Bidley came on to good effect, and then Motsepe closing very well here, and Crusada 9. Oh, great innovation by Kaylee
And they'll
Craig.
end with
She'll
a single.
just get a 1 though. Oh, she could have just got a little bit more bat onto that one, but a good effort. So Easterns will end on 131 for 5, target 132. Emma Fencer, I think it's a competitive score, but Lions probably maybe just slight favourites at the moment.
Yeah, well, like you said, when Betty and Dormal came on, they had that dry spell. I think to reach 130 after that 6 over dry spell, it's a great score. But we'll see how Lions take it on, and I'm excited to see how they bat.
Yeah, so that 131 by Easton's built around a half century by Mazurli Garasses. She made 51 or 47 balls. She had a very good partnership up top with Alicia Rudolph, who scored 36 off 27. And there was a very nice contribution as well from Erica Oda, who made 27 off 28. Lions bowling, well, the spinners Robin Dormail and Barata Bidley were both very impressive, and the bowling at the death, Motsepe and Kasuda Nan also doing a great job. So join us, we'll be back in a little bit under 10 minutes for what should be a very exciting chase by the DP World Lions.
Alrighty, good morning and welcome back to the John Deere Global Cricket Tournament, where the first game of this series between Eastern Storm and the DP World Lions. Good start by the Lions team. They got a couple of wickets in the power play, but the excellent batting with a partnership of just over 50 by Leisha Rudolph and Mesli Garazes, with Garazes getting 51 of 47, took their team total up to 131. So a steep chase for the Lions, but coming out to the crease, Robin Dormal, or Fay Carling to open the batting, and Neo Malefi. My name is Jenna So and I'm joined by Emma Fenter. Hey Em.
Hello guys. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you enjoyed watching the first innings. I know I did. Jenna?
Yeah, I definitely did. A lot of exciting cricket. There were some creative shots. Meslo Gonzalez, Garazes used her feet really well. Quite a creative player. There were a few really well executed technical shots over extra cover, which I think, as you said, that speaks true technique. So a really exciting start by Easterns and a good bowling performance. Quite a disciplined performance by the Lions. Didn't bowl too many extras, just one or two, and then the odd leg by here or there. But overall quite controlled. To start off the innings, Eastern Storm, Michaela Edwards from the end. Quite a slingy action, and that's just outside the off stump and left alone by the youngster. Is it Robin?
Batting, no. I don't think so. Let's see.
Edwards in again and full just outside the off stump, going through to the keeper. Yeah, Robin Dormal at the crease. My first instincts were correct.
Yeah.
Both tall players with blonde hair sticking out of their helmets.
Yeah, Michaela Edwards, she really does sling that right arm. As a batsman, quite intimidating.
Yeah, definitely. This one, she just pulls too far outside the off stump, and it's called a wide by the umpire, Macheke.
Yeah, I think with that action, it's common to pull it outside, off.
Yeah, the point of release is really important with such a slingy action, and if it's a little bit too late, then it does go with the arm outside that wide line. Just through again, and second wide for the over so far. Slightly disappointing start, as we said a little bit earlier, that the Lions were so disciplined in the way they went about their bowling, and looks like a complete opposite start here from the Eastern Storm team.
Yeah.
That's
Much better ball.
Yeah, just pulled a little bit back of a length and played off the back foot out to third man for one, and Robin Dormal fiddling a little bit there with her bat. Hope that everything is well. But Michaela Edwards, the youngster from the Easterns team, she played in the under-16 team and did quite well there, so she'll be looking to duplicate the performances that she had in that national under-16 week. Crashes into the pad of Molefe, but the umpire not interested at all, definitely just sliding down leg stump.
First ball for Naima Lefe. Couldn't quite dominate on that one. But like I said, it's first ball. Don't want to be swinging out the park.
Yeah, Naima Lefe, another very exciting player, as she was part of the under-16 team for the Lions. Down the leg side, but called wide as there was nothing on it by Molefe. Molefe, part of that Lions under-16 team. She's from Dobsonville originally, and she had a really unbelievable under-16 national week, where in the first game against the Badgers she scored 175, and the next day she came back to score another century, 109 not out against Western Province. So she is definitely a young player who is in form. But she's looking to go across the line there and missing the ball completely with the bat, crashing into that front pad, and that looked to be a little bit closer than the previous one that wrapped into that front leg.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit disappointing as a bowler. You know, you've gone for a few 3-4 wides in your over. Sometimes the umpire just might not want to stick on the day. Personally, from my angle, that looked odd, but we are sitting at an angle, yeah?
Yeah, we're kind of sitting behind mid-off, so we are not perfectly straight, but short and straight and pulled array around the corner. No, Molefe looking for the second, but deciding against it.
You're a star. Thank you.
And that'll be the end of the first 5 from it. 127 runs to go for the Lions to take victory in this first game of the Global Cricket Tournament, sponsored by John Deere.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't for the wides, that would have been a good over. The Lions are 5 after 1 and 3 of those runs came from wides. Bit disappointing as the opening bowler, but maybe she'll come back in a second over.
Yeah, we did see also a slowish start from the Easterns team when they started their innings. After 2 overs, they only had 10 runs. However, they had lost a wicket. The first ball of the innings, Mpumelelo Mashluwane, just trying to play one down the leg side and getting caught behind by Rosina Manak. Leisha Rudolph into the attack, the off-spinner for the Eastern Storm, senior player for their team, and they rely on her a lot with both the bat and the ball, as well as in the field. She'll come through, right arm over to Nao Molefe, and as accurate as always.
Yeah, Rudolph, very scary bowler to face. She's a very clever bowler, and she gets in the mind.
Yeah, she definitely does, and she plays around with her pace, with her length and line as well. So you never really know what's coming, but it's always decent, as it's just played with soft hands out to mid wicket for 1.
Good batting from Nao Molefe.
Yeah, just a little bit more on Leisha Rudolph in the CSA T20 competition. Overall, even though Eastern Storm play in Division 2, she is the most economical bowler in the whole competition, with 12 overs, 32 runs, just going at 2.66 runs per over. So that is really unbelievable.
Yeah, no, that's great bowling figures.
Oh, beating the bat of Robin Dormel, who opted to go on the back foot there to the off spin and through to the hands of the international who batted so well. Mesli Gurazes behind the stumps.
Umpire's just telling a few people to move out the way.
Photographer getting the best angle there. Halfway through the over, and she bowls a really full one just outside the off stump, and Robin Dormel just dotting it down, squeezing it out. Leisha Rudolph, so good and really animated as well.
Yeah.
You can really tell that she loves the game of cricket, and she's quite passionate about the way she goes about the game. Pulling the length back a bit from the previous, and again getting a dot out of the Lions opener.
Yeah, I think Robin's struggling a bit, yeah.
Pulls it short and she goes straight over the bowler's head, but collected by Peyton Coppin. It's a direct hit, and Robin Dorme unable to make her ground, and that was a very good throw, by Erika Oda, the Japanese international player, at mid-off, and that'll be the first wicket for the Eastern Storm team and the end of Robin Dormel.
Yeah, and I think that was just great cricket all round. Personally, I think it was a decent shot. Robin tried to create something. Erika Oda picked it up, directed it onto the stumps. It's just great cricket all round.
Yeah, really good piece of fielding, and I think it's difficult with a bowler like Leisha Rudolph, because you try and create something that isn't there, because she's so good at what she does. And had I been in Robin's position there, perhaps just protected the over, saved my wicket, tried to play with soft hands there. I think she got a bit frustrated with the few dots that she had faced prior to that wicket delivery.
Yeah, I think from young you always taught the good bowlers come on, just block them out. I mean, in a T20 they can only bowl 4 overs max, and it's not like they're going to get 24 dots.
Yeah, definitely not. But at this level, it does play a bit in the batter's mind. Do I defend and see the bowler out, or is there an opportunity for me to get a maximum?
Yeah, and I think 131, it's not a huge target, but you still can't dot out every single over.
There's more than one a ball. And dot balls in the game of T20 cricket are vital. And that is why Alicia Rudolph is so good, because she just gets those dot balls over and over again. That's the end of the second over to the crease. Rosina Manak. And she'll be facing the youngster Michaela Edwards from the clubhouse end. Straying down the leg side, and that'll be the 4th wide for Michaela Edwards. She'll be disappointed with that.
Yeah, I think she needs another over to prove herself, but it's not a great start to the over.
Yeah, definitely not a great start. There's a little bit of a delay in play. There's, the captain, Kaylee Craig, just getting something from her 12th player from the side of the field. Rosina Manak she'll get another wide, and she'll be watching the ball closely and making sure that she gets her eye in with no trouble there from the bowler.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate from the bowler, because Michaela Edwards, she is a young player, and you come on, open the bowling, first game of the tournament, there's international players in your team, it starts to play on your mind eventually. So I think the nerves have just got the best of her. Better ball
from her, yeah, as that's just a full on that leg stump line, and that's just defended out. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I definitely would have gone with a little bit more experience up front with the ball. Having said that, with this Easterns team being filled with youngsters, their senior players being batters, with the exception of Alicia Rudolph, obviously opening on the other end. Strays down the leg side, and it's wide again. Perhaps somebody like Peyton Coppin would have gone with instead of Michaela.
Yeah, and Peyton has that little bit of that end swinger. I think that would be good in the starting overs.
Yeah, definitely. The balls that she's bowled have been decent, obviously with the exception of the wides.
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential. It's just about the consistency and the control that she hasn't been able to get just yet. She's changing her action, right arm around the wicket. And she's successful, but that's a wonderful cricket shot over cover by Rosina Manak. And the ball just sliding away from her with the angle of the round arm around the wicket. And just putting back to that and lofting that over cover for 4.
Yeah, I think it was clever from the bowler to come around the wicket, but Rosina Manak just absolutely pumping it over cover, and it's such a fabulous shot to see. Truly it is.
Yeah, really wonderful. And with the round arm, as I said, just sliding away and across the right-handed batter. Rosina Manak playing that really nicely. Better line, squeezing up the batter. There's a throw at the non-striker's end. It's collected.
Yeah, no, this is smart from the bowler to see what she's doing wrong and to try and make something and change it.
Yeah, with square leg, mid-wicket and mid-on in the ring on the leg side. Definitely think squeezing the batter, making sure not giving them any room is the option. It's the best option to go for. And that's what she does there. Squeezing into that off-stump line and forcing it out into the offside.
Yeah, much better from the bowler, yeah. If she had known this before, it would have been a completely different score.
Goes down the leg side, but Manak gets bat on it, and a wonderful catch by Gorazes, the keeper, the Namibian international keeper, and a big dive to her left, collecting that in the left glove. And that'll be the end of Rosina Manak, almost identical to the wicket of Mpumelelo Mashluane in the first innings, the first ball of the game, where she just edged that off the leg side and caught by the keeper. So that'll be the end of Rosina Manak. She scored 4 of 4, that 100 strike rate, but her wicket falling will bring Fay Carling to the crease.
Yeah, I think it's just disappointing to get caught behind the legs, because it's down leg, it's free runs, fine legs in, but it's a great effort from the keeper. Bad ball, but it should have been punished, but it's unfortunate. She got the wicket in the end. And I think Eastern's also off to a good start. She had 2 wickets down.
Yeah, very good start by the Eastern's team, and it's just showing the international quality there by Mizali Gorazes. We saw her play some unbelievable cricket shots when she was batting a quite controlled innings at score of 51. She was caught in the end at long on, but just the quality and the standard of that international player, that catch was low and far to the left of her, so she did really well to get hands to that. And, Michaela Edwards getting that wicket even though she's had some trouble. 1 ball left in her second, 1 wicket for 15. The youngster Fay Carling will be looking to get off to a good start. Just 16 years old. As Ken Borland said earlier, she was named as all-rounder of the tournament at the Under-16 National Week in December 2023. And she goes on the back foot and plays this through the covers. Beats Leandre Bentley, and that'll roll out, but she manages to get it in, and they go through for the double. Score goes up for 15 for 2 after 3, with Neo Molefe on 2 of 5, and Fay Carling just getting off the mark with that lovely back foot drive through the covers.
Yeah, no, great shot by Fay Carling. It's so great to come in and bat, and the first thing you do is get a run. There's nothing beats standing on the non-strikers end when you're starting batting. But I've played with Fay Carling. She's a very good batsman. She likes playing down the ground, and when she gets her iron, she dominates over long on and long off. So this is a key wicket for Eastern Jar.
Yeah, Carling is definitely an exciting player. She was part of a team that I coached, JP High School for Girls, that went on to win Under 19 Girls Schools Tournament in Cape Town in February of 2023. She was one of the top bowlers in that tournament. So we didn't see her bowl today, but she's very capable with both bat and ball. Flighted up, played well into the covers, but Molefe not too keen on looking for that quick single. All the fielders in the cover standing on the ring, quite deep, no one cutting the angle in that cover region. But, Rudolph, so accurate and so consistent.
No, it's great bowling from her. Like 1 over gone, and she's only gone for 1 run. That's someone I would want in my T20 team.
Or a little bit shorter, and played on the up to mid-on, but bounces just before the captain, Kaylee Craig, and Alicia Rudolph creating chances. Outside that off stump, and a misfield at cover, and I'll chase that out to the rope, but it doesn't have enough on it, and they go through for 2. Rudolph a little bit disappointing by the misfield at cover.
Great shot from Naomi Molefe. She's trying to make something of it. I think Rudolph is a very good pressure bowler. And with the constant dots, batsmen try and create things, and that's why she's so successful, because she's so good at what she does. And when batsmen try and create opportunities, it benefits her in the end.
And another dot to close off the over. 3 runs, no wickets, besides that run out of her bowling in the first over. Alicia Rudolph doing what she does best, as you said, Emma, and just getting through that over, just 2 from it. And that was excellent from her. Change of bowling from the clubhouse end. Ashley van Wyk, the leg spinner, the youngster for Eastern Storm, into the attack.
Yeah, I like watching leg spin. We saw how Betty did well in the previous innings. Now we have Van Wyk. So let's see how she plays.
Yeah, leg spin is definitely one of the more difficult skills to get perfect in the game of cricket, and even more so at T20 level. High risk, high reward type of skill.
Yeah, I think if leg spin is done right, it's a very difficult thing to face, and as a batsman, you want the easiest thing possible.
Yeah, definitely. She gets through to Carling. A little bit of turn on offer there. It does come out to the top of the hand, so more of a slider than a traditional leggy.
That one is pitched a bit too outside off for a leggy. Much better line.
And dropped by the captain, Craig. There's a run-out chance, but Carling gets through, and that's very lucky. Fay Carling just riding her luck there as she just chips that up to mid-off. A simple catch, but disappointing in the end there from the skipper.
Yeah, no, it was a simple catch, and it's unfortunate that it was let down. I think as a young bowler, you want to make a name for yourself, and when your teammates let you down, it is a bit unfortunate. And like you said, it was a great ball compared to the first one.
Yeah, and then to follow that chance, just coming through with a wide, a little bit of a confidence dip. Strays down the leg side, and it's played well by Molefe off the pads. That'll go out to the fine leg boundary. They're looking for 2, they turn for it. And that's some really good positive running out in the middle by the Lions batters. And a good shot, taking advantage of the missed length and line.
Yeah, to just touch on your confidence dip, but it is true. As a young player, you want to get the most out of it, and to just have your teammates let you down, it's a bit unfortunate. But nonetheless, she's bowling well.
Yeah, she comes back nicely there with that dart out into the offside. Full toss chance over mid-wicket, but Michaela Edwards, the player there, she should eat a couple more vegetables.
Yeah.
Perhaps a foot or so taller, might have been in the hands. But, they get through for 1, rotate the strike. So Fay Carling on strike for the last ball of this over. Tossed up again, but played well through the leg side, and that'll go for 4 through mid-wicket. Fay Carling showing that any bad ball that she gets, she can put away for a boundary. And that's the end of the 5th, 26 for 2.
Yeah, that last ball, Fay Carling, she picked it up beautifully. Saw it in the end, just said, I'm dominating.
Yeah, and this looks a little bit similar to the Eastern Storm batting innings in the power play from the clubhouse end in any case. I think the difference for sure is the pressure being built on the golf course end, or what we have called the golf course end, by Alicia Rudolph.
Yeah, I think the Lions are trying to keep the clock ticking, besides for facing Alicia Rudolph, but she's quite a difficult bowler to face. But other than that, they're trying to keep the clock ticking, which I think's clever of them, because the 2 batsmen at the crease are quite young, and it's nice to play with a more experienced player when you are batting. It's kind of like a calming sense.
Yeah, it definitely is that mentorship role from the non-strikers end when you, as a youngster, you're facing just that reassurance. It's always important.
Yes.
New bowler Leandre Bentley from the golf course end, replacing Alicia Rudolph. She looks to be bowling a bit of spin from that end. She's quite a tall player. Yeah, a lot of flight, and it looks as if she rolls her fingers over the ball quite a bit. Bowling off spin, but it's just played with soft hands by Molefe. It's a vacant 3rd man region as backward point had to come through. Leandre Bentley, part of the under-19 Eastern Storm team. And she has a couple of senior caps for the Eastern Storm senior provincial team with best figures of 4 overs, 2 wickets for 14 runs against Limpopo in November of 2023. But she flights it up and just landing on that foolish length because it's so slow. Fay Carling just unsure whether to go forward or back. Full toss there. And over the head of mid-on, and that'll bounce out. Big chase put on, but in the end the ball beats the player and Fay Carling gets another 4 to her name. A little bit less convincing than the previous 4, a bit of a top edge, but in the end the result is what matters.
Yeah, I think excluding the top edge, that was well played because Leandri is a very slow bowler, and for Fay to make her own pace out of it, that was well done.
Yeah, there we go. That's what you were talking about, Em, is when she's really good in the V. She's used her feet nicely, danced towards that and played it nice and straight over the bowler's head for 1.
Yeah, don't give anything full to Fay. Otherwise you're walking back.
Short and played across the line over the head of mid-wicket, but Peyton Coppin out at cow corner doing the work just allows the single to happen between the Lions batters.
Also a bit of a top edge there from Nayo Molefe.
This time wide outside the off stump, but cut out. Molefe looking for the single, but Carling opting against it. Good piece of fielding by Mashluwane in that cover region, and that'll be the end of the power play. 32 for 2, just 100 runs short of the target by the Lions.
Yeah, I think we've seen some good fielding today. A lot of the players putting their body on the line, but in T20 that's what you want. You don't want to give away these silly runs because you don't want to dive and things like that. So I think the fielding has been great from both sides, but that's one thing I've always said, is fielding is something you can learn. Bowling, you're bowling against a great batsman, you're having a bad day. Same as batting, you get a jaff of a ball. You can't prevent things like that, but fielding is something that I feel like everyone can work on, and I'm glad to say these both teams have impressed me. It's great fielding from both sides.
Yeah, as you said, I think one of the main things that controls fielding is energy. I mean, we've seen some really good energy out here by both the Lions and the Eastern Storm players. With high energy, they want the ball, they want to take the catches. We saw an excellent dive out on the boundary by Tsokoloko Matsepe, and unfortunately she put the ball down in the end, but the effort to firstly attempt the catch and then to save the boundary was a really great one.
Yeah.
There's a break in play as we see a pack of ice on Fay Carling's bat, which is not on her back, which is not a good sign for the youngster. But she is tough, so hopefully it's not too bad.
I know, it's never nice entering a tournament to get injured, but I think she'll be fine.
And that's the end of the power play as the umpire Macheke signals out to the scorers Ashley van Wyk to continue her spell into her second over to Neo Molefe. Cover sweeper long off, long on and cow corner, and played beautifully through the covers to the sweeper Leandre Bentley, cover sweeper. That was a really nice looking cricket shot.
No, it really was. That is a Laura Wolfart in the making, if I would like to say so myself.
She just opened the face really nicely there and timed it beautifully.
Oh.
Fay Carling, middle footed shot there, but the spin beating the bat. Van Wyk into the pads of Carling. Half a shot from the fielder out on the cover sweeper boundary.
Yeah, to see an LB from that angle is quite impressive.
Yeah, well bowled so far in this over by Van Wyk. Halfway through, onto that middle stump line and an attempt to save the single at mid-wicket. They're looking for the second. There's a bit of miscommunication between the fielders as they get the ball in, but that's excellent running, as you said, by Molefe and Carling out in the middle.
Yeah, I think youngsters, they're always eager to want to push for that too, and it's smart batting from them because this is a big field.
Oh, full toss there, and that's chalk and cheese there for Fay Carling as she puts that away.
So just touch on the running. When you're younger, your coach always tells you run the first one hard and then look for the second one.
Yeah, I think that's an important note to take for any age, not just when you're young. But it is important. That first run, that quick turn on the end to look up, make sure you're not turning blind. I think that's one of the things I struggle with most often with the youngsters when we're coaching. To explain how not to turn blind is quite a difficult task.
Also, there's nothing is worse than getting run out. And also running someone out, and then you have to walk back into the change rooms, and you know you haven't done well to them, have you?
No, definitely not. That is one of the worst feelings in the game of cricket. She uses her feet really nicely. It's up in the air. Erika under it.
She
It bounces over
ran.
her head, and one bounce over the boundary for 4. Fay Carling so good in that V, but Erika Oda just misjudging that at long on and unable to hold on to it. The end of the 7th, 43 for 2, with Van Beek struggling a bit with the boundaries coming from her second over.
Yeah, like you said, it's a bit unfortunate. Erika Oda just misjudging it and running under it. Could have been a catch. I think that also would have picked up the Eastern spirit.
Yeah, for sure. It is feeling a little bit dead out here at Irene Country Club. As the young Easterns team a little bit low on confidence as the two Lions players taking advantage and making sure that the bad balls go for boundaries. DeAndre Bentley to continue wide outside the off stump but missing completely with that cut shot.
That's an unfair bounce.
Or uses the feet and the lightning fast hands of Mesli Gorazes, and that's the wicket we were talking about. Hopefully this wicket will bring a little bit of spirit back into the Eastern Storm team. Leo Malefi just deciding to dance down the wicket, misjudging the turn completely, and with very good hands from Gorazes to take the wicket of Leo Malefi for 22 of 24.
You know, great piece of cricket from the Eastern Storm. I think it was a great ball, and the keeper was just there to pick it up and stump. I think as a keeper, it's always hard to watch the batsman running down the crease because you never know if they're going to get that nick, and then you have to jump, and it's a bit of a mission. But that is why she's an international player, and we can see why.
Yeah, she's been so good so far with her half century and then the catch behind the stumps, as well as the stumping that just happened. Letabo Bidley coming to the crease for the Lions. The player with the white helmet out there joining Fay Carling. She bowled really well in the first innings, and originally from Dobsonville, middle order batter. She's really exciting. She always looks for runs.
Yeah, no, for sure. She's the one to keep the clock ticking. Whether you're playing a test match, 50 over, she wants singles constantly and she wants boundaries. And I think that's something every team needs. Because when you're out there and your team, you're on the sideline and your team's just sitting there dotting it up, you need someone like Letabo to come in and just get the clock ticking again.
You're very busy at the crease, asking for middle from the umpire. 4 balls left in the over. Bentley to be beat and defended confidently off the front foot.
It's a great ball from Bentley. Good line, good length.
Oh, she rocks back nicely there, but Alicia Rudolph really good, putting her body behind the ball there at extra cover. It's just crashed into the stomach. But good piece of fielding from her there.
Yeah, you've played with Alicia Rudolph and very few times you see her miss the ball. She's also very big on her fielding. She doesn't like when people misfield off her, and she doesn't like when she misfields off other people.
Yeah, she does hold herself to a really high standard. And, yeah, it's surprising for me not to see her in at least an SA emerging spot because she does so well at provincial level. She is playing Division B cricket, Division 2 cricket, so that could be part of the reason.
I know, but she's played A division, and she did well.
Yeah, she has. A couple of years ago, she started her career at the Lions and was a big asset, as she still is for the Lions. Easton's played one season. We both, you and I, played with her in the A League in Division 1, and she did really well for Easton's in that season.
Yeah,
she
she
has
did.
had a little bit of exposure at an emerging level when the SA Academy play in Pretoria. They often include a couple of provincial players to play in a team against the SA Emerging or the SA Academy team. She has been part of that and done really well at that level as well. So hopefully a call-up is in her future.
Yeah, because Elisha is quite a young player and extraordinary talent. I mean, look at her bowling figures, and it's the first game. Even her batting. Oh no, I was so sad when she went out. I just wanted to see her bat right through. I think it could have been a 160 game, yeah, if she had stayed in. Maybe even 180.
Yeah, definitely. With her experience and the way she goes about it, her love for the game in the middle, she would have been an excellent partner. And she was while she was in for Men's League or Aussies.
Change of bowling.
Into the attack. Kanelelo Mokoena, a youngster from Eastons, to Letabo Beatley. She just pushes that down the leg side with her wrist. Quite a wristy action that she's got there. Tall, skinny young girl.
There's a bit of a wild action, runs in hard, tries to hit the crease hard. Sometimes as a batsman, that's intimidating.
Yeah, it definitely could be. Closer to that leg stump line, but still straying too far down it. It's called another wide. These Eastern's bowlers just struggling to hold their line on that off stump line so far today.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing because we came off the Lions game and there was barely any wides in that game.
A bit of a chat there from the skipper. So, a little bit of guidance given there by the senior player. She finds her line now as it's pulled across the line by Malefe, but fielded well. Just one bounce to cow corner Elisha Rudolph, the player we've been speaking about, who we've been really impressed by so far today. Just collects that one for a single.
Fay Carling in to face the new bowler.
And she finds herself nicely and just plays that out to mid off. Kaylee Craig doing the work. A good, decent piece of fielding in the end. She had to cover quite a lot of ground to her left, gets the ball in to the stumps quite quickly. Fay Carling doubled over there, looks to be in quite a lot of pain. There will be a break in play as they're calling for some sort of assistance for her. So she really does not look too happy.
Oh no, it's a bit unfortunate to stand on the other side of the wickets and see your teammates in pain, and you know they're having a good game. But nonetheless, great fielding from the captain. Fay did not leave that one soft. Was hit timed straight out in the middle of the bat.
She really is in quite a lot of pain. Fay Carling is a tough one, a tough player, and she is being helped off the field. So we will see a hurt retirement, which is disappointing because she was going along so well.
Yeah, and especially being so young. You know, just enthusiastic to play in the tournament, and then first game you get an injury. It's not nice, but hopefully she can recover and we see her in tomorrow's game, because if I'm not mistaken, Lions aren't playing today.
Yeah, the second game of the day is between the Fidelity Titans, the host of this global cricket tournament sponsored by John Deere, and they will be taking on Eastern Storm. Tomorrow, Titans take on the Lions, and then the double head on the third day for the Fidelity Titans. So generally Libba to the crease after the retirement of Fay Carling. to be a back injury, but she's gone off to the medic tent. And Jenny Libber, quite an exciting player as well, as she was the captain of the Lions under 16 team. She's also the vice captain of this Lions team, and she's an off spinner and a middle order back. But we see her come to the crease now. On the non-strikers end, gives you an opportunity to have a look at what's going on. Bowled nicely by McQuena, but just pulled across the line out to long on. Erica Oda collecting that for the single.
I know for sure the best place to bat is on the non-strikers end. But on Jenny Libber, she's a very enthusiastic player, very passionate about her game, hates losing. But I think we all do. Nothing beats walking off the field with your head in your hands, thinking, what if? But cricket's a very strange game, and anything can happen on any day.
It is. Jenny Libber plays a hard game of cricket. She loves what she does. Just down the legs, but brilliant fielding. And at a short fine leg region, just stuck the hand out there and just prevented that for sure boundary. It was a bad ball, a good shot, but a good piece of fielding in the end, just to allow that single to happen. Jenny Libber off strike. The first ball that she faced. McQuena just going down that leg stump line too far again. And I think the way that she's running into the crease, she's running quite skewed. She kind of starts in line with that off stump line, but then strays to the left a bit and comes in. So with the angle of the arm and the wrist coming into play, it is strained down the leg side quite a bit. She changes her action, comes right arm around the wicket, or gets a top edge, and there's a chance for a catch, but Peyton Coppin at point unable to get there in time. Doesn't put the dive in.
Yeah, I think that was a little lazy piece of fielding. The dive could have been there. But with regards to the bowler, I think she did come around the wicket, so she tried to change it. But like you said, she's running in at an angle. All she could do is just take one step right and straighten up the run up. It's less of a hassle.
She goes down that leg stump line again. Interesting that it wasn't called a wide, as it did go past the bum, the bottom of Letabo Bidley. But in the end, closes the over off with a dot ball, an expensive one. And the previous run brought up the 50, the half century for the DP World Lions team. Jenny Libber's play off the legs.
Yeah, I think the Lions are more or less on par with how Easterns were in their first innings. So I think it's going to be quite a close game. And it's going to be an exciting one. I personally like cricket games when you need like 5 runs of 2 balls. I find that more exciting than getting bowled out for 8s or something like that.
Yeah, definitely the closer ones are much more entertaining and exciting for everybody involved, I think the players including. As nice as it is to roll the opposition over, competition is the name of the game. Peyton Coppin into the attack from the golf course end. And we said a little bit earlier how she has that in-swinger, the one that just dips in.
How that arm kind of comes around, you'll see it in action.
And we see that exactly as it's on that leg stump line, but Bentley doing the work at a square leg. Good piece of fielding, in and out of the hands nice and quickly. Hard throw into the gloves of Gurazes.
Yeah, no, Peyton, her action, she has a unique action. Your standard bowler, when they bowl right hand, they normally end on the left side, she ends on the right side.
Oh, edged off, and a very good catch by Mesali Gurazes, and she's just shown us time and time again how good she is. Low take there with the right hand, just the ball falling into the gloves of the Namibian international, and a wonderful take in the end to see the back of Letabo Bidley.
Yeah, no, she's been busy behind the stumps.
Just looking at the replay, that was an excellent take.
And also a great ball from Peyton.
Yeah, for sure. We did speak about how we would have perhaps opened the bowling with Peyton Coppin. A little bit more experience at a higher level than Michaela Edwards, and she's just proven right now. Coming into the attack a little bit later than we certainly think she should be, but making her mark as soon as possible.
Great cricket out here today, really it is. And it's nice that they've done this international player thing, because it just shows the other players in the team what level you should be at. Like, we've got a 50 from our international player, she's taken 2 catches behind the stumps, and it just shows the level of competition and how hard each one of these players have to work to one day be there.
Yeah, it definitely is. Part of this global cricket tournament is making players' dreams come true. This international experience for all of the players involved, as you said, it was very valuable. Tukuloko Matsepe into the crease for the Lions. Peyton Coppin on the money, just on that top of off-line, and does the work, fielding work of her own bowling.
Great bowling from Peyton. And also think on the international players, it's just, as a young player, it's nice to go up to someone you look up to and just ask for a bit of advice. And I think to have 2 of them in a team is
definitely is. That was called a no ball, and this will be a free hit for Mtsepe. Played across the line, but body behind the ball is Bentley at square leg, and they don't get any off that free hit.
but unfortunate.
Keeping that top of the off stump line really consistent there is Coppin.
It's great fielding by Ashley van Wyk, like Jenna said earlier on today. It's never nice to field that point. It always tends to spin to the right, I mean to the left. And you know you should start moving to the left, but we never seem to learn.
So good from Coppin, just holding that line outside the off stump. Left alone by Mtsepe. Just a little bit on Peyton Coppin at the Under-19 National Week. She won herself a player of the match for her 79 with the bat and 21 for 1 in 6.3 versus KZN Inland. So she did really well for the Easterns team in that game. Oh, what a ball! Through bat and pad and player and stumps. Pitching on off stump and sliding through past leg stump. So unbelievable finish there from Peyton Coppin. Just that one unfortunate no ball from her. And thank you, Emma. There will be a commentary change as Ken Borland will join me.
Hello, Jenna. Peyton Coppin just paying for getting a bit too much in the swing there. Right through the gate. Somehow missed leg stump. A very lucky let off for batter Mtsepe. But 52 for 4 then, the Lions, after 10 overs. They're somewhere shy of where Easterns were at the same stage, so work to be done. As Mokwena will continue from the clubhouse end to Bidley. Field well spread, 2 on the boundary on the leg side. And tossed up nicely, it's well struck through the covers, but it'll just be 1.
Leandre Bentley at the cover sweeper region, been quite busy in the field. She bowled her 2 overs nicely as off spinners, slow off spinners, and has been an asset in the field. She gets to the ball nice and quickly. There's a field change as all the fielders on the boundary come 5-10 off.
Mtsepe opening her stance for right on around the wicket, as batters often do. Nicely put away, but again it'll just be a single.
A simple piece of fielding out in at cow corner by Alicia Rudolph. The Eastern Storm players not expecting or anticipating Mtsepe to be able to clear the boundary, so just coming a couple of feet, a couple of meters off that boundary row.
Cuts down the angles as well. Oh, beautifully bowled. Oh, bit of bounce there and a bit of movement as well. Wonderful length. Had the batter groping.
Definitely, it feels like Mokoena is putting her back into it a little bit after the first ball of the over that just kind of floated into the batter. With that occasion, getting some bounce, putting some muscle behind it.
Yeah, Lions need more than a run a ball to chase down that target of 132 from here. Again, swung away hard, but again it'll just be a single. Too long on. Easterns are quite happy just to give away singles through these middle overs.
Yeah, they definitely are. With a batter who's not too recognised on the scene, Motsepe. She's a better bowler, I think, than she is a batter.
Nicely struck, and they will scamper through for the single. Yeah, Motsepe bowled very nicely. Great opportunity for her coming in at number 6 to prove that she has all-round capabilities.
Yeah, definitely, and that was a wonderful straightish cover drive that she just played now through the covers. So yeah, it's good to see growth in the players. Saw them a couple of months ago at school cricket level, so it's good to see them playing at a higher level.
Going across the right-hander, nice and full, enticing the drive. The appeal for caught behind is there, but umpire Vanonia Masheke is not interested. You don't often see a right-arm bowler bowling for this long around the wicket to right-handed batters. It seems to be going well for Mokoena. What do you think her plans are?
Yeah, I think definitely just to hold that line on the off stump. We saw her struggle quite a bit in the first over when she was coming over the wicket. So I think the plan that we've seen from 2 Easterns bowlers, both Michaela Edwards and now Mokoena, to come around the wicket to help them cross their body a little bit more, to make sure that action is coming through nice and compact. So I don't know that it's as much a strategic decision as it is more to control her line and length from around the wicket.
Coppen continues. It's dipped on batter Motsepe. Just started a bit leg side-ish though, so just a stifled appeal. LBW, mostly from third man.
The best appeals always come from the players on the boundary, don't they? Played nicely out to the deep there for 1. Motsepe showing that she can rotate the strike, putting a more recognised batter. Generally Libba on strike to face Peyton Coppen. A lot of seam swing work for Peyton Coppen on the show so far.
Yeah, she certainly moved the ball through the air very nicely, and that double strike for Easterns has really set the Lions back. That's nicely hit though off the back foot by Bidley. Lots of work for the cover sweeper, and she won't get there. That's a wonderful boundary for Bidley.
Yeah, just dropping it too short there, not allowing the swing to have its full impact there at Peyton Coppen, but well taken on there by Jenny Libba, rocking onto the back foot, full face of the bat in contact with the ball, and picking her gap perfectly.
2 new batters at the crease for the Lions as Coppen comes in again. Oh no, that's come off the hand all wrong, the big in swinger and the wide. So Bidley, before hitting that boundary, had 5 off 11 balls, and Motsepe's got 3 off 9. So both batters is taking a little while to get themselves set.
Jenny Libba showing up Coppen a little bit too short, beating the field at short fine leg, and that'll race away for 4. Well played there by Libba. Took full advantage of the bad ball there by Coppen. Just too straight.
Yeah, into her second over, and she just seems to have lost that control a bit that she had in that impressive first over.
Yeah, the head falling away a little bit to the offside, which forces the arm to pull up over the shoulder.
Maybe trying to bowl a bit too fast.
Short and straight, but fielded well at square leg. Andre Bentley doing well.
Certainly muscled that one away, but straight to the fielder, unfortunately for her.
There's a little bit of an error on the scorecard. Generally, Libba is the batter on strike for the Lions.
Copying a second wide in this over. By Kevin Lawrence at the far end. That'll be another wide, I'm afraid.
The youngsters from Eastern just struggling to stay consistent or to pick themselves up after they've bowled one or two bad balls in the over. We saw the dip from the opening bowler, Michaela Edwards, also a youngster for the Easterns team, unable to come back after a poor delivery.
That's better. By Coppin, just cutting her pace back a little bit there and finding her line of length, and ends the over with a good delivery. It's 67 for 4 after 12 overs, and the DP World Lions need 65 runs in the next 8 overs to win.
It's definitely not impossible, but the Lions will have to work quite hard to reach that target. Just thinking about the young bowlers that have been bowling for the Easterns team so far this innings. The senior players, Alicia Rudolph and Kaylee Craig, and perhaps Erica Oda to some extent, even though there might be a slight language barrier, are all fielding on the boundary. Alicia Rudolph is in the ring, but she's not in a position where she can give guidance and mentorship to the young bowlers. So while Kaylee Craig is doing some really good work on the boundary, I do think that her leadership and guidance for the young bowlers is needed in the ring, in a position where she can make a slightly different impact.
Van Wyk back into the attack. Wide, but a dot ball at least. Yeah, very valid point there, Jenna. You always do need at least some of your leaders close to the action.
Played nicely there by Motsepe out to point, but finding the fielder. Van Wyk starts off her third over well.
20 from her first 2 overs. Yeah, that's a nice line, I think, for Van Wyk to bowl.
A little bit of variation coming out the hand there. Sliders and then leg spinners coming through too.
Those first 2 overs of 20, you can't help thinking, and you and Emma certainly mentioned it on commentary, that drop catch in her first over, how different things might have been if she'd got that wicket. It's just slightly down leg side and called wide.
Yeah, we were talking about how difficult leg spin is as a skill to get perfect, and as a youngster she's doing really well.
Such a quicker bottom edge through the keeper's legs.
That'll be really disappointing for the bowlers. That was a decent ball, but they get through for just one. Good fielding in the end by the player who ran from short fine leg.
She's not having a whole lot of luck today, Ashley Van Wyk, it seems. Keep at it, Ashley, you're bowling well.
An exciting player is Ashley Van Wyk.
Pitched, but they are coming back for second. Yeah, it's a poor throw. Motsepe's pretty quick.
Yeah, Alicia Rudolph picking that one up and just trying to throw too quickly without having a stable base. No feet were on the floor at all there. But just to go back to Ashley Van Wyk, part of the under-16 Easterns team. She's a really exciting all-rounder that's coming through. In that under-16 week, she scored 148 against Northern Cape. So we only saw her face one ball this morning for the Easterns senior women's team, but she's definitely capable of coming in anywhere and scoring a couple of runs for her team.
Eastern seemed to bat deep as well, because you were chatting about Peyton Coppin also having made runs in the December weeks, and they were down the order, so interesting.
Yeah, with the exposure of the young players in this Easterns team at a senior level, even though it's in Division 2, they're playing a lot more cricket, and it does make that junior level quite high, I think.
That's nicely pulled by Motsepe, just a one note, a count corner. Yeah, Eastern's Division 2, as you say, and I know this is a DP World Lions invitation 11 really, more than anything, but they're certainly putting up a very good showing, and must be favourites to win this match at the moment, with 80 runs needed in a ball shy, no, less than 80, sorry, our scorecard has gone backwards a bit. That's a dot.
Yeah, this Lions emerging team is also a well-practiced team. I think it's excellent what the Lions Union have done with this team, and we'll speak about it now. Just a wide given there. What the Lions have done is they have their main senior women's team, where the likes of Khomotso Rapo, Kirsty Thompson, Aibonga Kaka, Tumiseka Kune play. Just played out to long off for one. And that team then has this B team to them, which consists of all of these youngsters that are up and coming. And it's really exciting because they go around and they play against all the Division 2 games on weekends where they don't have league fixtures. So they do play a lot of cricket at a level a little bit higher than club level, which is really good. And I think all top 6 provinces, Division 1 provinces, should have emerging teams like this, because it just creates the pool of players. It makes the pool of players a lot bigger.
It's going to be another dot ball. Yeah, it's such a good idea by the DP World Lions, and of course a lot of this team played in the under 16 week, which won the competition, the national under 16 week, as that ends the over. And the Lions also finished third in the under 19 girls week. No doubt there's a lot of talent in their pipeline, and there probably a handful of juniors under 19s involved in the senior Lions team as well.
Yeah, they are. And I don't think that the under 19 performance, in terms of players who were selected for the SA under 19 team or the Phillies team, was a correct showcase of what the Lions have. As only one player was selected in those 2 teams. Karabo Meso made the SA schools team, and she was the only one from Gauteng.
Van Wyk is continuing the full toss, just costing one to long on. That's a better delivery. That was nicely flighted and just dipping on the batter, who defended stoutly.
Yeah, but this under 16 group from the Lions is a really exciting one. So they kept them at under 16s for 1 more year in the hope that the under 19 team will be stronger next.
Has to be quick on this run. Oh, the direct hit would have been well out. And in fact it is out anyway, because very smart work by wicketkeeper Garezes, gathering the throw which just missed the stumps and then breaking the stumps, and a second run out in this Lions innings. They could really do without that.
Yeah, and that is the end of Jenna Lee Libber, who looked to be knocking on quite nicely, 16 of 14, as our scorecard has updated and is correct now. So she was looking good, looking decent, hitting the ball nice and clean. And it's unfortunate to go out on a run out in that fashion.
Yeah, that's a massive blow for the Lions, because you just felt that Libber was the one who really needed to bat through the majority of these last half dozen overs. She looked in good touch, hitting the ball sweetly, and great bit of fielding. It was a poorly judged run, but you could understand why it was taken, because it looked like it was going to get past the fielder. But a wonderful stop, and we'll just try and confirm who that Eastern's fielder was at quite a straight mid-wicket.
That was Mokwena, Kanelelo Mokwena, his mid-wicket, who did the piece of fielding. That wicket brings in experienced under-19 player, Samantha Swanepoel, to the crease. She bowled really nicely, the slow off-spinners in the first innings. And she'll be facing a slow leg spin from Ashley van Wyk for her first couple.
Van Wyk has bowled really nicely. The wicket doesn't go to her name, but the pressure she's been creating, helping to lead to that run up. Really tossed up again, 2-4, but just the one too long off as Swanepoel gets off the mark first ball.
A little bit of a fumble out in the deep, but the Lions players not taking advantage of it.
Oh goodness, that was really overpitched, as can happen for young leg spinners, and put away for 4 by Motsepe.
Yeah, really well struck in the end by Motsepe, taking full advantage, finding the gap as there was a player out at deep square, but making sure it went to the right of her. Erika Oda, the Japanese international, out in the boundary there, collecting leather.
And the bad news for Ashley van Wyk is that it's also a no ball for height. So a free hit now for Motsepe.
Oh, well bowled, and crashes into middle stumper, but that will not be out as it was the free hit there, and Motsepe will be kicking herself.
The irony for Ashley van Wyk, perfectly flighted and pitched leg break. And, she's wicketless, and she's only got 1 ball left in her spell, but goodness, she certainly has deserved a wicket today. Maybe she'll get one with this last ball.
Anything is possible. There was a drop catch in her first over. She definitely deserves it.
And she's got it! Beautifully bowled, tossed up even more than the previous delivery. And Motsepe just played all over it, all over the top of it, and clean bowled. And Ashley van Wyk finishes with 1 for 31 in her 4 overs. She's bowled a bit better than that. Just reward for the young leg spinner.
Yeah, definitely. And Ken, you said it. She deserved it. And yeah, cricket is a funny game. Commentators call. So Easterns will be happy with that, but I don't think Lions will be too chuffed.
We often hear about a commentator's curse, but maybe we should start something called the commentator's blessing. But yeah, wonderful for Ashley van Wyk. Young leg spinners really just need so much encouragement coming through the game. It's such a difficult skill, and of course in T20 as well, when batters are going all out attack, it is tough, and they need good captains, they need good support in the field, and they need patience.
Yeah, lots of confidence as well. So to the crease we see Leonie Swanepoel for the DP World Lions team. Youngster from Noordheuvel-Hoërskool. She's recently moved club. She's playing at Randburg Cricket Club. Swanepoel
Onto the back foot straight away. And off the mark, first ball is... Swanepoel, so that's her second single. 2 of 2 for her as Bentley continues. Easton's manager, Colin Kowa, spoke to me in the car park before the game and said it's a very young Easton's team and we're here to learn, he said. It's nicely bowled by Bentley. At the moment though, it's Easton's who are dishing out the lessons. I imagine Colin Kowa is probably a good poker player. Down the leg side, so no appeal from Easton's. Carries is quickly across to stop the single. She's been tidy behind the stumps, hasn't she?
Yeah, she is really showing her international experience.
And a half century for Easton's. That's a good hit down the ground, but it's been dragged a little bit. So Long On can keep it down to just 1.
Yeah, the idea was definitely there for Leonie Swanepoel. The execution, had she kind of held her shape a little bit longer, the ball would have gone straighter in the V and perhaps been able to beat the fielder at Long On.
Steered away between point and cover by Swanepoel safely through for 1. No relation. These 2 Swanepoels.
But well run in the end. placed well. They knew they wanted to take the single, so they did in the end.
So Liani on strike now. Oh, they'll have to be quick here. Yes, Samantha Swanepoel did well. She made it. It was a testing quick single.
Yeah, it was also a good piece of fielding by Ashley van Wyk at point. She came in hard, ran at it, and was in and out of the hands quite quickly. Accurate, hard throw at the stumps.
So we'll have to say a well-judged single by Liani Swanepoel, both in terms of the fielder and her partner's capabilities. 86 for 6 then after 16 overs.
Yeah, perhaps because they have the same surname, they have some level of telepathy between the two of them.
A psychic connection passed down through the genes far back. Who knows?
Peyton Coppin back into the attack this time. She's from the clubhouse end. Perhaps a change of ends will help her stay more consistent than she was in her first 2 overs.
There's no wind to speak of here at Irene, so no particular side that will help her in swing more. That's a good start to the over.
Yeah, and the wicket that we are playing on today is in the middle of the square, so not too much concern for slope on the pitch.
Again, that movement into the batter and nicely put away by Liani Swanepoel for a single. And not a huge difference in terms of boundary lengths. I would say there's a slightly longer leg side boundary for the right-hander now batting at this end. Missed out there, Samantha Swanepoel.
Yeah, just trying to pull the ball too square there, and she chosen to go straighter.
There's a short front leg only, so perhaps she was trying to get it up and over to the boundary. That's a good hit down to long on.
Much better in the decision to go straight. There's square leg and then mid-wicket is in the ring. No cow corner in play with long on out.
Yeah, there's a cover sweeper as the other fielder on the boundary. Again, just that wrist falling away and the ball angling down leg side for a wide.
Yeah, and Peyton Coppin knows it. She knows that it's the wrist, that she just signals to herself, reminding herself to keep it straight, to keep the wrist behind the ball.
Good ball and an even better shot straight down the ground. And they're going to try and come back for second. Sent back though. Probably a good call by Samantha Swanepoel.
Okay, a good piece of fielding by the Eastern Storm captain Kaylee Craig. In and out of the hands nice and quickly.
Yeah, the two straight fielders on the boundary have been nice and secure in this innings. Big swing and a miss. And the end of a better over from Peyton Coppin. 90 for 6 after 17 overs, so the DP World Lions need 42 runs in these last 3 overs. There's no time for fiddling about anymore. They're going to have to just throw the bat at pretty much everything. And unfortunately, they have 2 new batters at the crease.
Yeah, and with Alicia Rudolph coming back into the attack from the golf course end. And she was so good in her first 2 overs. Just 3 runs coming from them. No wickets to her name. But she did, the pressure of her bowling brought about a run out.
Yeah, outstanding by the experienced all-rounder. Batted well at the top of the innings for Easterns as well. It's going to be probably cut off. No, cover sweeper can't get across. Rudolph pays for the full toss, nicely put away by Liani Swanepoel.
Yeah, we have complimented Rudolph so much on her consistency and the way she goes about her game. But no one is perfect, so she just tossed that one up a little bit too much than she would have liked.
So Ashley van Wyk and Leandra Bentley have both bowled out for Easterns. That's nicely bowled, and it'll be a dot ball. So Van Wyk 4 overs 1 for 31. Bentley really good, 4 overs 1 for 13. Michaela Edwards has got 2 overs left, and Peyton Copham's got 1. Slightly different action there from Rudolph. Another dot ball. Colonella Mokoena has also got 2 overs left. So interesting to see who will bowl 19th and 20th overs. Yeah, well, I think the way Rudolph is bowling, she's got the 20th over, the last over set for her.
Yeah, nice and tight from Rudolph.
That might be wide. It is. The 2 round arm there. Try to bowl it quicker, flatter.
Yeah, you never really know what's coming when Alicia Rudolph is bowling to you.
Cover sweeper's got work to do. She does it well. They'll be back for 2. Yeah, a wily campaigner, Rudolph, no doubt about it.
Yeah, we have spoken about how she loves her game and she holds herself to quite high standards. She's quite animated as well, so you'll see hands on heads.
Well, she's certainly performed in this game. And no, they're not going to get a run from Wyk. That point feels well again. So that is the end of the 18th over. 97 for 6. And the DP World Lions need 35 runs off the last 2 overs. So very tidy over there by Alicia Rudolph. Just 5 runs coming off it.
Yeah, this Eastern Storm team has really impressed me so far today. I do think that the leadership of the players in the Easterns team have been the difference for this team or this game, with the senior players being unable to stick through the innings for the Lions. And I think with Alicia Rudolph and the international performance from Gorazes definitely carried through.
Michaela Edwards is returning to the attack to bowl the penultimate over. She was tidy up front, 2 overs 1 for 14. Oh, it's not a great start down the leg side. They're trying to chaff the umpire for a wide, and I was going to say it's worked, but the umpire Masheka indicating that there was a little brush of pad, so it can't be wide. That's probably also what brought the appeal for caught behind. Yeah, I think also the Easterns team would have come into this match with some confidence. They've won all 3 of their Division 2 T20 games this season. It's nicely bowled by Edwards, but Samantha Sonapul gets it away long on. Leonie Sonapul's back for 2. Excellent running. Yes, very good running.
Yeah, Leonie Sonapul just turning there for the second really quickly. Looking up and knowing that she was capable of making it gave Samantha Swanepoel a little bit extra time to get to the striker's end, where the throw was correct, it went to the correct end.
Okay, and slanting down the leg side, Edwards. Swanepoel disappointed she couldn't put that one away, especially since there's no one on the boundary. Square leg or fine leg. Could have picked a spot there with that delivery. Nicely clipped wide of long on. Yes, that's going to run away for a much needed boundary for the Lions.
Yeah, Thelma Makubula had little chance there at long on. Both cow corner and long on 5 to 10 steps off the boundary rope, and I think that's what might have cost the boundary there. Had she had a little bit more time to react to that one, different story.
Yeah, perhaps at this stage of the innings they should be back on the fence. Just happy to concede 1 or 2. Again heaved in that same area by Samantha Swanepoel. Rudolph, excellent one-handed feeling, and that'll keep it down to just 1. 100 up for the Lions with that previous boundary, but alas, it's already the 19th over. They need 28 runs off these last 7 deliveries to win.
It's better by Edwards.
Cover sweeper Again in play, Edwards getting it more on the offside line there. And just a single to end the over. It's 105 for 6. And Alicia Rudolph, one imagines, will have 27 runs to defend in the final over.
Yeah, and you can't really fault Michaela Edwards for that over, her third. She did bowl to her field. The boundary did go kind of straight through the fielder at long on. So not a bad over to bowl at the death.
Yeah, it was a very good shot by Samantha Swanepoel. Nothing wrong with the delivery. It was up there, nice and full and straight. But very well hit and placed by Samantha Swanepoel. It will now be Liani Swanepoel on strike. And Rudolph will indeed bowl the final over with 27 runs to defend. And starts with a dot, although it was hit hard by Liani Swanepoel.
Yeah, the intent is definitely there by the young Lions players.
Big inside edge, and they'll scamper through for a quick single. Yeah, you can't blame the two Swanepoels for falling short here. They were left with a very much an uphill task. Liani's got 12 of 16, Samantha Swanepoel run up ball 11. Skied out to cover and gone. And the Lions lose their 7th wicket.
Kanelelo Mokoena with a catch at cover. And Samantha Swanepoel just trying to go too hard over cover, which was definitely what was needed for her team, but unable to get the maximum of the bat behind the ball and just chipping it up. Easy catch in the end by Mokoena.
Yeah, Swanepoel just shuffled down a bit, down the pitch a bit there. Maybe even got a bit too close to the ball. Sliced out to cover, and the Lions have really just lost too many wickets at regular stages in this innings. And on their way to falling quite a long way short of their target.
Captain Kanewi Makake out in the middle to join the youngster Liani Swanepoel.
Rudolph just changing the field a bit. Oh, she's confident now. She's bringing in a slip. Why not?
Why not indeed? Thelma Makubele, the fielder in and seconds.
It's a nice shot by Makaka. For none there. Fishing outside that off stump. Beaten. Rudolph also, she's got all these changes of pace as well, which makes it tricky for the batter, especially when you're new to the crease. Nicely driven to long off for one, and Makeke gets off the mark. That is that. That is the end of the match. DP World Lions end on 107 for 7. So the Eastern Storm have beaten their neighbours, the DP World Lions, by 24 runs, I make it.
Yeah, really good performance in the end by the Eastern Storm team. They held it together really well, and I think the shortfall for the Lions was the injury of Fay Carling, who was looking really good out in the middle. She was making really good contact with the ball, hitting the ball hard, playing quite clever cricket. She was dropped once off the bowling of Ashley Van Wyk by Kaylee Craig, but she came back nicely from it. But unfortunately that injury took her off the field, and that, I suppose, fall of wicket allowed the Eastern Storm to get into the tail of the Lions team.
Yeah, that was certainly a crucial blow. Fay Carling had made 23 of 26 balls with 3 fours. As you say, looked really comfortable at the crease, was dominating, and a great pity she needed treatment a couple of times. She valiantly tried to push on, but in the end couldn't, and a great pity. And we just hope that she can continue to play a part in this global cricket tournament sponsored by John Deere and brought to you by the Fidelity Titans, because she certainly looks like someone who will be very entertaining to watch going through this tournament, which runs through until Saturday. So the Lions finished on 107 for 7. We mentioned Fay Carling, 23 of 26 balls. The only other really major contributions for the Lions, Jenna Luba made 16 or 14 balls. She was one of 2 run-outs in the Lions innings, so that was also a major blow. And Samantha Swanepoel made 11, and Leonie Swanepoel 12 not out. The Eastern's bowling, impressive pretty much all round. Michaela Edwards, 3 overs, 1 for 22. Elisa Rudolph, superb really, 4 overs, 1 for 12. Ashley van Wyk, 4 overs, 1 for 31. She bowled better than that. Leandre Bentley was also outstanding, 4 overs, 1 for 13. Kananela Mokoena bowled a couple of overs, conceded just 11 runs. And Peyton Coppin was testing as well, 3 overs, 1 for 18. And following on from this game at 1:30 start, it's going to be Easterns again. They'll have to go back to back, but they'll be happy. Their confidence is high as they take on the hosts, the Fidelity Titans. Jenna, what do you expect from that game?
Yeah, that'll definitely prove to be an exciting one, as Eastern Storm will come off, as you said, with a lot of confidence from this game against the Lions. But I do know that the Titans team is really well prepared for this. They've obviously, being the hosts, they know what to expect. They've been practicing at this ground the last couple of days, so they know the conditions, and they'll be keen to come out here and show what they have. And I'm sure that they will be using the international experience that they have, as well as the senior provincial experience that they have, that potentially both the Eastern Storm and the DP World Lions do not have. So yeah,
fantastic. We look forward to that, and we just need to thank really several partners who've made this broadcast possible. A big shout out to John Deere, John Doe, Koi, Renault Centurion, the Baron Bar and Grill,